In Germany, wealth doesn't shout, it whispers. Imagine meeting a retired man in Berlin. He lives in a small, tidy apartment, rides an old bicycle, and rarely eats out. At first glance, you'd think he's just getting by. But here's the surprise. He has over €500,000 saved. And he's not the only one. In Germany, wealth often hides behind simplicity. Many Germans don't show off their money. They don't flash luxury cars or big houses. Instead, they focus on saving, planning, and being smart with money. This video takes you inside the German mindset. We'll look at how history, culture, and even fear have shaped the way Germans treat money and build wealth. Also, why this quiet, careful approach might just be the reason so many Germans are quietly rich. If you've ever wondered how to build wealth without chasing trends, Germany might just have the answers. To understand how Germans think about money today, we need to look at their past. After World War II, Germany was in ruins. Cities were destroyed, food was hard to find, and people lost everything: homes, jobs, even their life savings. Out of this struggle, a deep habit of saving and living simply began. This hard time taught Germans one big lesson: always be ready for the worst. People learned to save money, fix things instead of buying new ones, and avoid debt. These habits were passed down from parents to children and became part of everyday life. There's a popular German saying, "Ordnung muss sein," everything must be in order. This doesn't just mean keeping things tidy. It also reflects how Germans handle their money, with order, care, and long-term thinking. Even today, some Germans still keep savings in envelopes or fear losing money in banks, not because they don't trust modern tools, but because the past taught them caution. This deep, quiet fear has turned into a strong habit of planning ahead. In short, Germany's painful history created a culture of careful, thoughtful money habits, habits that still shape the country's wealth today. I'm curious, do you know someone who lives simply but is actually doing really well financially? Let me know in the comments. 1. The modern saver. Why Germans save more than they spend. Walk into a German bank, and you'll likely see something interesting. Young people setting up savings plans, parents opening accounts for their kids, and even retirees managing careful budgets. In Germany, saving is not just a smart choice. It's a way of life. On average, Germans save more than people in most other countries. In 2024, the average savings rate in Germany was around 20%, higher than almost every country in Europe. That means for every €100 earned, €20 goes straight into savings. Why? It's not just about money, it's about peace of mind. Germans prefer to plan for the future instead of spending on things they don't really need. Having money saved gives them a sense of control and security. Many avoid credit cards and loans. If they can't afford something now, they'd rather wait than borrow. This mindset creates a stable financial base for families and individuals alike. Instead of showing off with luxury, Germans take pride in being prepared. Saving is seen as smart, not boring. And in many ways, it's a quiet superpower. While the world spends, Germany saves. And that's one reason why their economy stays strong, even in hard times. 2. Financial literacy. Educating for financial resilience. In Germany, knowing how to manage money is just as important as saving it. That's why financial education is a big part of life. Not just in schools, but also at home, in banks, and even online. German children often learn early how to handle money. They may get a small weekly allowance called Taschengeld, which teaches them how to save and spend wisely. In some schools, students take basic lessons in budgeting, saving, and understanding interest. The goal? To grow up confident and smart with money. Banks also play a role. Institutions like Sparkus offer free workshops and tools for all ages, from teenagers to retirees, to help people make better financial decisions. Even during tough times like inflation or economic slowdowns, this knowledge helps Germans stay calm and focused. They know how to adjust their spending, protect their savings, and plan for the future. Financial literacy gives people power, the power to avoid debt, grow their wealth, and make smart choices. In Germany, it's not just about being rich, it's about being ready. That's why financial education isn't just a subject here, it's part of the culture. 3. Investment trends. The rise of ETF savings plans. For a long time, many Germans were afraid of investing. They preferred keeping money in savings accounts, even if the interest was low. But in recent years, that has started to change, especially with the rise of ETF savings plans. ETFs, exchange-traded funds, are a simple way to invest in many companies at once. Instead of buying one stock, you buy a small piece of a big group of stocks. This makes it less risky, and you don't need to be a financial expert to get started. Now, more Germans, especially young people, are using monthly ETF savings plans. You can start with just 25 euros a month. Over time, this small habit can grow into serious wealth. And it's all automatic. No need to watch the stock market every day. Some apps have made investing easier and cheaper. These platforms offer clear, user-friendly tools that guide people through the process step by step. This new trend shows that Germans are not just saving anymore, they're learning how to make their money grow. It's a quiet revolution, and it's helping more people in Germany build wealth for the future, one small step at a time. For wealth psychology, understated affluence, and social responsibility. In Germany, many wealthy people don't look rich, and that's on purpose. Most Germans don't show off their money with flashy clothes, luxury cars, or big houses. They believe that being rich doesn't mean acting rich. This mindset comes from a deep cultural value, modesty. Germans often feel uncomfortable talking about how much money they have. Instead of showing wealth, they focus on using it wisely and responsibly. For example, some wealthy Germans invest in clean energy, support local schools, or help charities. They see wealth not just as personal success, but as a tool to make society better. Giving back is part of what it means to be wealthy in a smart and meaningful way. Sociologists like Thomas Druyen call this a wealth culture, where people think carefully about what money means, not just how much they have. It's about long-term thinking, helping others, and leaving something good behind. In short, wealth in Germany isn't loud, it's thoughtful. And that quiet confidence is what makes it powerful. Germans know that real success isn't about showing off. It's about using what you have to build something that lasts. 5. The digital shift, finfluencers, and the new age of financial guidance. A new kind of money expert is rising in Germany, the finfluencer. These are young people on social media who talk about saving, investing, and building wealth. They use simple words, funny videos, and real-life stories to teach others about money. In the past, Germans mostly trusted banks or older experts for financial advice. But now, younger generations are turning to these online voices. They like that the advice feels honest, easy to understand, and made for them. Some popular finfluencers in Germany have hundreds of thousands of followers. They show how to use ETF savings plans, budget better, or avoid common money mistakes. Many also share their own financial journeys, which makes them relatable. However, not all advice online is good. That's why experts warn people to check facts and avoid get-rich-quick promises. Still, finfluencers are helping make money talk cool and more open in Germany. 6. Sustainability and consumption, mindful spending in a consumer society. In Germany, many people are rethinking how they spend their money. Instead of buying more, they're choosing to buy better. This is called mindful spending, being careful about what you buy, where it comes from, and how it affects the world. Sustainability is a big part of this. More Germans now choose eco-friendly products, support local businesses, and avoid fast fashion. Some rent clothes instead of buying, and others repair old items instead of throwing them away. This way of thinking doesn't just help the planet, it also saves money. People are learning that happiness doesn't come from owning a lot, but from using money in smart, meaningful ways. Even big companies in Germany are noticing this change. They're offering more green products and transparent pricing. In a world full of choices, Germans are showing that you can still live well without wasting money or resources. Germany's approach to money is quiet but powerful. It's not about showing off wealth. It's about building it slowly, safely, and with purpose. From saving habits to smart investing, from strong financial education to mindful spending, Germans treat money with respect. They don't chase trends or quick wins. Instead, they plan for the future, stay out of debt, and focus on long-term goals. Even when they have money, they live simply and often use their wealth to support others or improve their communities. There's a lot the world can learn from this mindset. In a time when many feel pressure to spend and impress, Germany shows that true wealth doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be smart. Whether you're starting with a little or a lot, adopting a few German money habits could help you build a more stable, meaningful financial life. one smart step at a time. Want to learn how real people are building quiet wealth and achieving financial success? Then watch this video next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.